What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Codename Scream. I am that horror guy.
And I'm Mel.
And make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for all things horror. Welcome to another episode in our Flashback series here going on. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it to this point. If you haven't checked out any of the others, please make sure to take a look at those. So what are we doing today?
We're going back to 1983 again. We are going Sleepaway Camp.
Going to camp?
We're going to camp!
Woo!
This was released November 18th, 1983, written and directed by Robert Hiltzik. Hiltzik. Yeah, I got that right. Produced by Jerry Silva and
oh boy.
Michelle Tatosian.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I almost said Tato Cyan, but I was like, that's not it.
Tater salad?
Tater salad.
Well, what we can talk about is budgets, because I can read numbers, so sometimes. Every time I say this always happens, so I'm going to just lock in with you guys. All right, we have a $300,000 budget. Box office was $11 million. So not bad at all whatsoever. And if you adjusted that for 2021 inflation, we're at $30 million. See, I almost did it. Almost did it.
See, that surprised me because this seems like such a B horror movie.
Oh,
like,
big time.
So, like, low grade. For it to do that well in box office is pretty awesome.
Oh, it was phenomenal to see that. And yeah, I definitely would rank this more on the cult side. So the fact that it pulled what it did,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
What did the critics and the audience think?
Well, critic score of 77% and audience score of 60%, which for this movie, I thought it was going to be much lower.
And I expected it to be a flip, too. Where
Yeah.
the audience was more than the critics.
Yeah. So that was surprising.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to talk about this one briefly. I'm definitely not going to talk about the ending on this one.
Yeah.
Because if you have not seen it, it is one of the biggest shocking endings in horror history. Yeah. And still to this day still stands. Mm-hmm. So I want everyone to have the ability to see the ending. So I'm only going to give you a brief synopsis. The rest of it is going to be here in the link in the description below for Shudder.
Shudder.
Again, coming in with Shudder. You guys know what to do.
Can you put it in my hand?
Yeah,
Shudder.
Right there. Shudder. So please go on there, take a look at it. If you haven't already subscribed to Shudder, make sure to do so, so you can get great movies like this. But we start off the film in 1975 with a family. The father and the son and the daughter are out on a boat, and a tragic accident happens where one of them only come home. And that was a sad way to start the film. Just like, hey, great. Now I'm sad. And
sidestep, can we talk about for 2 seconds before I forget, how annoying was the girl on the skis? Like, that was like, no! And then she just kept going, and I was like, God, she's so annoying.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't completely sad, because it was like, oh my God, cut the scene already.
Okay, anyway.
So yeah, we just had to, parlay that there. But now, 8 years later, Angela, the survivor of this horrific accident, or screamer, is living with Aunt Martha. Aunt Martha, if you want to talk about annoying, let's take a minute to talk about how annoying Aunt Martha is. Man, that woman's voice is annoying. Whew.
She reminds me a lot of someone in a movie we're going to talk about on our Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
So go subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, we're going to take a moment to
see what this link is that I just made in my brain.
Yeah, we're going to shamelessly plug our Patreon for just a moment there. Go over there and take a look at what we got going on over there.
And then I'll tell you what I mean on Patreon.
Yeah, and then we'll explain it. Yeah, we're foreshadowing here. It's getting weird. But, so we're going to go back to Sleepaway Camp here. So, Martha's son Ricky and Angela, the adoptive daughter, are going away to Camp Arawak. I hope I said that right.
I think you're right.
I think so. Hey, it's my turn to butcher something, right? And they're going to camp for the first time with Angela. And Angela's unfortunately getting bullied by bunkmates, specifically Judy. Judy's a bitch.
Judy was the worst.
That bitch Judy, I'm going to try and get that bitch thing going back again here. But they're just kind of terrible to her.
Yeah.
And then we get to see the first of many brutal kills in a film where the head cook gets scalded to death with a big vat of boiling water. Mel, not this one. This one's awesome too, but Mel, the camp head, labels it as an accident, moves on from there. Then we've got boys being boys, fighting each other, being stupid and whatnot. But the lead head honcho of the boys, unfortunately, gets to go take the most terrible dump you could ever want to have when he's got a bee's nest dropped in through the window at him, and definitely allergic, and you watch him get stung a ton.
And that reminded me of Fear Street.
Yes, yes. Yeah, this camp is oddly reminiscent of 1978.
Yep.
By the math on this movie, unfortunately, it's not even in the 70s anymore.
I bet that's where they got that from.
Probably. I could see
whole
that.
Bug thing.
Yeah,
in the
I could see it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Now that you say it,
Yeah.
We're on to you, Netflix. We know what you got going on here. And yes, please bring this movie back out. But Angela and Paul, one of the more skittish boys, start to develop a relationship. Around this time, he gives her a kiss. She has a flashback back to where her and her brother that died in the accident get to watch parents fornicating. Okay, that's not creepy. That's not weird. That, however, reminded me of Silent Night, Deadly Night. And, I was half expecting them to get their ass kicked by, the parents, afterwards, But then we get to see the rest of the camp, Judy getting hers, everybody just one by one. Mel, that was the only thing I don't like about him. He's like grooming the hell out of one of the girls there and finds her dead in the shower.
Yeah.
And it was kind of sad. But then he's like, oh no, I know who it is. I'm going to kill him, and tries to take Paul away, or Ricky. Sorry, I almost said Paul. Yeah, tries to take Ricky and tries to kill him in the woods. That was messed up.
And just beat the living daylights out of him.
Oh my God, yeah, that's Aunt Martha's going to definitely be suing the hell out of that camp counselor when this is all said and done.
Yeah.
But, yep, so then the curling iron.
Yep.
We're just going to leave it there. The curling iron. A little brutal.
Yeah.
Some things I should probably not be saying here. Yeah. And then we are at the very tail end where we're trying to still figure out where Angela is. Where's Paul at? And we get to the beach side, and she's humming and holding what appears to be his severed head.
Yep.
And I'm not going to tell you what happens from there, because you have to see this ending.
Yep.
It is the twist of all twists in horror.
Did you think that Ricky was the killer?
No.
No? Not for a second?
Not for a second, no. Until Billy got the bees, I thought it was him. And then for a moment, I was convinced it was Judy.
I thought it was Judy, because she was just a bitch.
Yeah. I did not expect it to be Angela.
No, me neither.
Yeah, but I did not expect it.
The twist that came
either.
with it. Yeah.
So, again, you guys need to check this out, and we're going to leave it there. What did you think of this movie?
I love this movie. Yes. I love almost any movie that takes place in a camp. You just throw some kids in a camp with some murder, and I'm all for it.
Okay.
Not in real life, just in, well, it depends on the kids, I suppose.
Wow.
No, I'm totally kidding.
And we said I was the terrible person a few videos ago. Did we not remember this?
Kidding.
Anyways.
But yeah, I love this movie. I could see why it's a total cult classic, because you can see so many comparisons of modern slasher films to this movie. Like, you can tell it was a total, like, stepping point for so many movies. It's the acting in it is horrible, but in the best possible way.
Yep.
It's atrocious. And it sounds like they're like reading the entire thing from cue cards, but like that adds to the like just the like culty factor of this. Like, because if you look at most like cult classic movies, the acting's not great.
No.
But it's just, from beginning to end, this movie, had my attention, because you were always being introduced to a new character who had their own quirks that were just total weirdos. And it's what you want in a slasher film.
Yeah.
Like, just every single, like, aspect of it. There wasn't a single part of this movie that I didn't like. So.
Excellent.
What do you think?
Sorry. Trying to do the whole scene, and that didn't work at all, apparently. I think I just left her quiet.
I thought you were yelling at me for a second. I was like, what did I do?
No, because now you need to see the movie to see where that came from too, because it's right there in that tail end. But no, that movie is amazing. I love this movie. And if you guys love this movie and want us to cover the other ones, please let us know, because I'd be totally down to doing that. But yeah, it is definitely, not the best acting. Not the best dialogue by any means.
If it was good acting, I feel like it wouldn't be as good.
It wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't be as memorable.
Yeah.
Love the kill scenes. Very, ingenious kill scenes. The beehive thing, would not have ever thought of that.
Yeah.
That was brutal to watch. The boiling, scalding was just, like I worked in a kitchen before, and just thinking back, I'm like, ow, that would suck. But
I love a good scalding.
yeah. Yeah, it had everything going for it that I love about a slasher film in general.
Yeah, totally.
It had moments that felt like Friday the 13th, besides the fact that it was on a camp.
Yeah.
The fact that we didn't see the killer until the end.
Right.
And that was another film that had a phenomenal twist.
Yeah.
So it was just, here you go. Like, I guess I'm getting in the same boat with you, where put it in a camp with a bunch of teenagers and a slasher, apparently.
Well, there's a lot of things in this movie that, like I said, reminded me of a lot of other different movies. I just thought of another one. There's parts of it remind me of Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was like the camera work.
I think it was the camera work, the mood of the film as a whole.
Yeah, very Evil Dead.
Very. I could give you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie is amazing. I love it. And if you haven't watched it, you need to, because I haven't hammered that enough through this entire review. But what are some fun facts that we had on this one?
Well, when writer-director Robert Hiltzik was a kid, he went to the camp where the movie was shot.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. Jonathan Turton was given the role of Ricky when Hiltzik asked him to curse him out during the audition.
Fitting.
Which, worked.
Yeah.
His acting was still horrible. But the campers getting off the buses at the beginning of the movie are the cast and crew's relatives, which I always like when that's a thing. People throw their families into movies. I always think that's cool. The movie was shot in the fall, but set during summer, so the crew had to spray paint, like the browning leaves and grass, the appropriate green color throughout the film, because they just kept turning brown.
It's not the first time we've seen this.
So they were just, like, spray painting.
It's like the opposite of Halloween, where, Halloween was shot in the summer.
Right, exactly.
So...
the last fun fact I have is probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever said on this channel. Young Peter is played by Maximo Gianfranco Sorrentino, who is the older brother of Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore.
Wow. That was not expected.
Yep. I read that somewhere today, and I was like, that can't be a real thing. And I Googled it, and I found it in several different places.
Wow.
So, yeah, he is related to the Situation.
Now we need them to remake this movie, and at the twist be like, we got ourselves a situation. Right at the end, right there.
They should just remake this whole movie with the Jersey Shore cast.
With Jersey Shore, yeah, totally.
The acting would be better.
Yeah, actually, it would be. But yeah, could you imagine that with that twist ending? Like, looks like we got ourselves a situation. And then the movie cuts. And instead of it being, the credits on her face, a credit of him.
Yeah. Snooki's not the killer, it's a drag queen that looks like Snooki.
Yes! Oh my god, I didn't know Pauly D's the killer.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He drowns people with his hair gel.
Oh man, we're getting off the rails here a little bit. So, what did you guys think of this? If you have seen it, and if you haven't, try to leave out the spoilers. Do not put the ending in these comments whatsoever. I will flag that.
We're gonna have a situation.
We're gonna have a situation in the comments if you do. Also, message us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or email us. Let's talk about this one a little bit further. Again, if you guys want us to cover the rest of the Sleepaway Camp films, please let us know. We would love to do that. And we got some more coming along the ways as far as the Flashback series is concerned. And also, one more time, go check out the Patreon. We've got some exclusives going on over there, things we can't put on here. And we're also doing a little bit of a focus on some body horror. So if you guys are fans of Cronenberg, we're doing some films over there. So check that out. So with that being said, scare you later, YouTube.